Welcome to Tort Talk. Welcome back. I'm your host, Marc Rioux, with Joe Fantini. And you might have noticed we're missing one of our co-hosts, John Robinson. He is out because he just had his third child. Baby boy came last week, about 2 weeks early. So he is enjoying time with his wife and his newborn child. So we're sending some love your way, John. We'll hold down the fort while you're gone. But even though John is out, we have an action-packed schedule, and Tort Talk does not wait. We're talking about social media addiction, Depo-Provera, weight loss, and some upcoming JPMLs. Joe, what do we got today?
Yeah, excited to be here with you, Mark. Shout out to John and his wife. We'll have him back soon. But like you said, the world of mass torts never stops. So let's get into it.
Stop what you're doing, stop work, stop everything you're doing. This road show is not stopping, by the way. We're going to pivot, and we have another event where we'll be live at the Grow or Die conference, hosted by Morgan & Morgan. It is the first and only time John Morgan will take the stage in Las Vegas.
Nothing like Vegas in June.
It's the last time he'll speak at that conference ever again. So if you want to see exactly how John Morgan plans to grow or die and get all the inside scoop on your biggest competitor and how he does it, it's probably a great time to attend that conference.
And Dan Martell, I know you're a big fan.
Big fan. I have a scheduled meetup with Dan. I'm looking forward to running into him. The keynotes are excellent. I'm interested to see this format. This is inside the theater.
Yeah, single track. Everyone hears the same thing. Should be a great event.
Thanks, John and Mark. Grow or Die. June 9th through 10th in Las Vegas. Use code JM20 for 20% off tickets. Back to the show.
All right, so first one we got up here today. The tort of the year, social media addiction, is shifting towards the first school district trial. But before we get to that trial, settlements were announced with YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok. What should we expect?
Yeah, like you mentioned, Mark, we have a lot going on in social media addiction. We had the individual trial with the individual plaintiff in California, the $6 million verdict. We have the AG action going on across the country. New Mexico seeking $3.7 billion right now. And now the next phase is going to be the school district litigation. So the first trial is teed up. That's going to be happening next month. As you mentioned, we've already heard about some settlements involving 3 of the defendants, YouTube, Snap, and TikTok. Similar playbook almost to what happened in the individual plaintiff lawsuit, where we had 2 of the defendants, Snap and TikTok, settle before. Here, we're left with 1 defendant, Meta. They're indicating they're going to fight this. What's interesting about this case is the first bellwether, it's a defense pick. So this involves a school district down in Kentucky, a rural area, only about 1,500 kids. These kids might have been exposed to a lot of other problems, opioids, other thing going down in that town and area. So the defendants think they can win. If we come out on top, that would be huge for this litigation going forward. Expect Meta to see this one all the way through to trial, but this will be a good test case. A lot of pressure on Meta and the other social media giants right now.
Yeah, this is super interesting because, like you said before, Snapchat and TikTok did settle pre-trial for the last trial, but YouTube and Facebook or Meta did not. But for this one, YouTube did. So I wonder if they're trying to stay out of it now after that first loss they got.
I'm sure they are trying to keep their CEO off of the stand. We're trying to get Zuckerberg to testify again, so we'll see how he does this time. But definitely one to watch, a defense pick. So we'll learn a lot, and if we can get a victory, that's huge.
We'll be watching along intently on that one. So moving over to Depo-Provera, we have the close of the general discovery with the depositions of experts complete. Daubert motions are filed and the responses are due May 21st, and the replies are due May 29th. We are 1 month out from the Daubert hearing on June 24th, 2026. How is everyone feeling at this point?
We're feeling really good on the plaintiff side. We think the science is really strong. You know, we've seen their argument. We think we can overcome this. Feel good getting most of our experts past this Daubert. The main thing is that everything's still on track in this rocket docket to have the first trial go off in December. So if we're able to hold that date, we've never seen a mass tort this big move this quickly. Hopefully it'll be a roadmap for the others going forward. So 1 month out from that all-important Daubert hearing, over 2 days. Expect to get a ruling probably within 30 days. Usually we see them 60 to 90 days. but due to the truncated time frame before trial, I think we'll get that ruling probably before the end of the summer, and then we'll be off to the trial. Things are looking good there. A lot of excitement coming out of the Depo-Provera MDL.
Yeah, I love the speed that this is moving at. It gives hope that, moving forward for future mass torts, maybe in the medical device and drug field, they continue this pattern and move quicker through the justice system.
Yeah, the plaintiffs definitely want to adopt this schedule in all of the past courts.
Yeah.
I think the defendants will probably have something to say about that.
Yeah, agreed. Weight loss. Vision loss cases are getting stronger and stronger as time goes on. A new study from JAMA Network Open found GLP-1 users have a nearly 3 times risk of developing NAION, N-A-I-O-N.
So this is what we see sometimes in these litigations. As time goes on, it's not always on the defendant's side. So it gives us more chance to study the results, more patients who've used these products. And I think we're going to see more studies come out as this litigation drags on. So this isn't the first. We have, a handful of studies right now that are showing the same thing. We've had studies that we talked about that identify which specific GLP-1s are associated with the higher vision loss issues. This one is probably the most damning, I'd say. It was a large cohort of patients, and it showed that nearly 3-time increase. So as these cases go on, the science is just going to keep building and building. So that's one to watch. A lot of excitement on that litigation, and I think we'll see this case increase in filing. I didn't think we'd have that many cases for the vision loss, but now I think we'll be able to get up to a couple thousand just with all these studies coming out day after day.
Interesting. So what is it at now? And you really think it's going to get up to a couple thousand?
Yeah, I think there's only, between the MDL and New Jersey State Court, a few hundred, maybe 200. I think we'll be able to get up maybe 10x that, 3 to 5,000 total. So not one of those mass torts we talk about above 10,000, but definitely a couple thousand patients out there. And also, I think it's possible as time goes on, we could see other injuries related to these weight loss medications. They're so new and haven't really been studied. So this one probably be around for a long time.
Yep. And just a reminder for our watchers and listeners, there are 2 separate MDLs going on for weight loss. There's this one for vision loss, and there's a separate one for gastric emptying today, which has many more claimants in the docket than this one right now.
Maybe 4,000 cases in the gastrointestinal injuries. So we'll see how this vision loss one goes, but that started about 2 years after.
The next JPML is May 28th, 2026, with a few mass torts on the docket. We got Dupixent and Spinal Cord Stimulators against Abbott and Boston Scientific. Will there be a lot of excitement or exciting things about these cases moving forward? Are they gonna pass? Are they not gonna pass? What are your thoughts here, Joe?
It's always exciting when we have one mass tort on the docket. Here we have 2, so that's definitely noteworthy. I think Dupixent, out of the 2, is more likely to get granted. We have the one defendant, we have the commonality of the injury, the T cell that we talked about before. We have the numerosity there, so I feel pretty confident that's going to be granted. We're looking to have that go to Georgia. The defendants are trying for New York. I'd say 80% plus likelihood, maybe even up to 90, that one gets formed. I don't think it's going to end up being a massive docket after all said and done, but we'll definitely have an MDL and keep everybody updated. This other one is this spinal cord. So basically, this is a device that's implanted for people that have back pain or back injuries. It's supposed to send some sort of trigger, electronic shock to your brain to prevent it. People are complaining that it's causing more pain, other complications. Here, we're seeking to get the MDL against 2 defendants, which I think might pose a little bit of an issue or a hurdle for us to get over just because of the commonality. The defendants are sure to be arguing against that. We certainly had MDLs like the weight loss or the PPIs or Zantac where we had multiple defendants, but I'd say less likely of the 2 that this gets granted. The case number's not there. I could see a situation where this MDL gets denied, and then we come back in a couple months with our second shot, maybe separate MDLs and more filing. So excitement about those 2 cases. Dupixent seems like a slam dunk there. the spinal cord one. That's the new one. Excitement's building on that, but we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic on that second one.
Yeah, so Dupixent, from my standpoint, we have heard a lot of rumblings where people are getting more and more interested in that leading into the JPML. I have had no interest on the marketing side for the spinal cord stimulators. So I think it's definitely less well known and less interest right now. Maybe that'll change post JPML if it passes.
There's the definitely possibility of more cases in the spinal cord. Medical devices, they're a little bit harder to go through the process because the 510(k) approval. So we'll see how that goes. But if that gets formed, I think we could have a couple thousand spinal cord cases, where I think the Dupixent cases, maybe we get up to 1,000 or two. It's going to be a smaller docket. Strong science, stronger cases, but that one definitely looks like it's going to get formed. For the spinal cord, right, there's two main defendants. It's Abbott and Boston Scientific. So that's what the issue could be a little bit with the multiple defendants, but we'll see how it goes. Obviously, we're rooting them. We'll have a decision by mid-June on each of those, and we'll go from there.
Exciting stuff. Moving on to next week. I will be traveling, but I will be doing this live while John's off. Tort Talk cannot rest. Joe, thank you again for a fantastic episode of Tort Talk. Do not forget to like and subscribe.